Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
This case is a medical malpractice action. So the core allegations are that providers affiliated with Trinity Health failed to meet the appropriate standard of care.
Tonight we are hearing from the attorney for a Stafford woman who has filed a medical malpractice lawsuit against a Connecticut hospital. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Her family claims it's a result of medical negligence by staff at St. Francis Hospital in Hartford.
Fox 61's Annette Montgomery is here with us to break down the lawsuit and tell us why the woman's family claims her life will never be the same.
Yeah, Brent and Sarah, this lawsuit claims Samantha Shago went to St. Francis Hospital in December of 2023 after experiencing chest pains and abnormal test results. According to her lawyer, she was left in the ER waiting room for more than 6 hours before she was taken to the cardiac catheterization lab. The lawsuit goes on to say as a result, Shago went into cardiac arrest and now she's unable to live independently and dependent on long-term nursing care.
She is reliant on a tremendous amount of skilled nursing care. So she's lost a lot of the ability to perform daily functions. She's unable to live at home and live independently.
That's how attorney Julianne Clausen describes the new life for Samantha Shago, a lifestyle that this lawsuit filed by Clausen on behalf of Shago and her family claims is due to medical negligence that dates back to December 21st, 2023. The day Shago, who was 52 years old at the time, was transferred by ambulance to St. Francis Hospital in Hartford.
She had been experiencing some chest pain and it was getting worse. So being concerned about her own health, she did reach out to 911. She was transported by ambulance from her home first to Johnson Memorial. There seemed to be a recognition there that she was going to need a higher level of care. So she was thereafter transferred to St. Francis Hospital, where there is a cardiac catheterization lab on site.
The lawsuit says that around 9:03 a.m. on December 21st, Shago arrived at the ER at St. Francis Hospital. And it wasn't until 21 minutes later at 9:24 a.m. that an ER physician examined and evaluated her and then ordered EKG studies and a cardiology consultation, during which Shago reported her persistent chest pains. The lawsuit continues to say it wasn't until 22 minutes later at 9:46 a.m. that an EKG study was performed and it came back with abnormal test results. Fast forward 2 hours and 42 minutes to 12:28 p.m. and that's when the lawsuit claims Shago's blood was drawn for a troponin test ordered by the ER physician. And those results were not available until 2 hours and 14 minutes later at 2:42 p.m.
Things were very slow to get moving. Although tests were ordered, blood draws were delayed. Results of those blood draws were also delayed. Samantha was enduring EKG testing and those results were abnormal. So our claims center around failure to understand the urgency of the care that she needed.
The lawsuit claims from the time those last test results were recorded to the time Shago was transferred to the cardiac catheterization lab, 45 minutes passed. And before her catheterization procedure began, Shago went into pulseless cardiac arrest. Clausen says Shago was resuscitated and intubated, but at that moment, Clausen says she was no longer the healthy, vibrant woman who entered the hospital, but someone who lost a lot, something her family has to cope with every day.
Very, very difficult, to see her in the state that she is and to know how vibrant and full of life she was before. Someone who has endured what she has endured, she's no longer able to work and to do the things that she did before. So a lot of this is just to be sure that she can be cared for going forward.
And this lawsuit also includes expert opinions from board-certified physicians who wrote in their professional opinion there is evidence of medical negligence. Those physicians say the standard of care for turnaround of a stat result is 30 minutes to 1 hour. But in this lawsuit, it says it took more than 2 hours for Shago's results to be made available. I did reach out to Trinity Health, who oversees St. Francis, for comment and have not heard back yet. In studio, Annette Montgomery, Fox 61.
All right, Annette, thanks. Time now for a first look at the weather, and it's time to go digging out those favorite fall sweaters because the temperatures are cooling down a bit.
Yeah, summer is a thing of the past. I did wear a sweatshirt today, and I was sweating everywhere I went because it wasn't quite chilly enough for me earlier today. It's one of those days you're like, okay, what do I wear? Yeah,
100%. I mean, we're trying to figure this all out again because October is back now, and the chill will only continue to settle in. So we'll see if your sweatshirt is appropriate through the day tomorrow. Here's a look at the 24-hour temperature change. It is up to as much as 24 degrees cooler than it was at this time yesterday, but the real cold air will be with us for tomorrow night into Friday morning. A freeze watch is in effect, so if you have any plants that you're still hanging on to, pick those tomatoes off the vine, cut the hydrangeas, bring them inside so you can enjoy them for a little bit longer because temperatures will be cold enough to kill some of those plants heading into Thursday night. And it's all because of this front that brought us the rain this morning. Temperatures right now are in the 40s to right around 50 degrees, and we'll see overnight lows in the 40s for most of the state as we head towards daybreak. Lots of sunshine, but high temperatures will only be in the 50s tomorrow. We're going to talk about that, plus the possibility for a coastal storm this weekend coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, we have some breaking news here at 10:06, a major breakthrough in the Israel-Hamas war.
Now, President Donald Trump says both sides have agreed to the first phase of a peace deal. It includes a pause in fighting, the release of all 20 living hostages by Hamas this weekend, and a partial Israeli troop withdrawal from Gaza. Trump called it the start of a, quote, strong, durable, and everlasting peace. The agreement was brokered in Egypt, but key issues including Hamas disarmament, and the future governance of Gaza remain unresolved.
As this breaking story develops, though, stay with Fox 61 on air and online or at fox61.com. You can also download the free Fox 61 News app by scanning the QR code there on your screen.
And developing tonight, New Britain police are investigating after apparent human remains were found at an abandoned property on Clark Street. Now, just before 1 this afternoon, police got the call about suspicious activity there, and when officers arrived, they discovered a large container with those apparent remains inside. The State Police Major Crimes Unit was called in to help with the investigation. Detectives say they are working closely with state officials and the medical examiner. Anyone with any information on this is asked to contact police. And right now, Winkler Road in East Windsor is closed between Newberry and Wells Roads due to a serious motorcycle crash. Metro Traffic Services is investigating now. Anyone with information on what happened there is asked to contact police.
I don't believe we even know the ripple effect of how far this has gone because daily, I believe people are finding out that their monies are not where they thought they were.
Well, tonight we're hearing from two women who say they're victims of Philip Pietris. Pietris is the funeral director who investigators say stole money from clients who set up prepaid funeral accounts. And
new at 10, Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot shares those family stories.
Two cousins who entrusted in a funeral director to put their mother's funeral funds in an escrow say he did the opposite. They say combined they've lost over $24,000.
One word that went through your head when they said there's no money in this account?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Carrie Oresco looked into her mother's escrow accounts this summer after Philip Pietris was charged with embezzling money from clients' prepaid funeral funds and now faces multiple charges in several towns.
My hopes started diminishing and I thought to myself, this is unbelievable. This prepaid funeral was prepaid in 2020, June of 2020. And we had no idea that the money had never been deposited.
Her cousin Allison Green saw a Facebook post and decided to check her mom's account.
My brother and sister and I looked into it also and found that there was no monies deposited. She had prepaid $15,000 for her funeral.
Their mothers were going on Medicaid and it was recommended to prepay for their own funerals. The two cousins used Pietris' funeral home because it was the one their family had used for decades. Now the family say they are out thousands of dollars.
My mother lost $6,310, so.
Wow. And my sister about $4,000.
Wow. So on top of your mom's $15,000, your sister's 4,000 and
right.
6,000. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Sure is.
Both women say they want Philip Petrus to serve time for what they say he did to their mothers and other victims.
Whether that be jail time, I think that would make me happy.
Definitely needs to pay for what he's done, knowingly done, you know, to victims. When people prepay their funerals, right, they're prepaying for like peace of mind for not only themselves but for their family, that everything's set, and really it's their last piece of dignity here on earth that they're paying for, and he took that.
Both women tell me they have not told their moms what happened to their money because of their age and health conditions. They do urge older people and their family members to check those statements to make sure their money is actually going into an escrow account. In Hartford, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Well, new charges have come now in connection to a double shooting in Waterbury, and we've now learned the suspected shooter is Javion Adams, who is the son of the two victims.
Let's get you caught up to speed on everything that's happened in the last 48 hours. Officers found two people shot and killed inside their Beverly Avenue home on Monday night. And yesterday morning, police say they caught a suspect in Watertown after reports of a burglary.
Now, dive teams searched Lake Winnemog to try to find his book bag and sneakers and car, but investigators have learned a lot more since then. Prosecutors call it a tragic case of domestic violence. Adams has a history of similar charges, including assault and strangulation involving both family members and the mother of his child. Prosecutors requested a $5 million bond and life without parole. Adams is denying all charges, and his public defender points to a lack of a recovered murder weapon. Police have located the car they say he used to leave the scene and are processing it for evidence now. Waterbury police are still asking anyone with information about what happened to come forward, and we've posted their tip line on our website.
Well, now Middlebury police are getting involved. Officers say Adams was wearing stolen boots when he was arrested. Detectives are asking people who live on or near Glenwood Avenue, 3 Mile Hill, Watertown Road, or Middlebury Road to check their surveillance videos. Officials believe this happened between 5 p.m. Monday through 6 a.m. yesterday. You can contact Waterbury Police if you have anything that will help them.